Oh my gosh, guys, I am loving all of the conversation going on in the chat room way before this chat even started. So thank you so much. And I've been trying to keep up with it as much as I can, but I'm sure I've missed a lot of your awesome comments and theories. So please start commenting them again so that we can all chat about them in this Pretty Little Liars chat. So quickly, I'll just share with you my quick thoughts on last night's episode. I enjoyed the fact that Rollins was killed. As I said last week, and it was even like in my thumbnail, I said he needed to go. So they really did need to kill him off, and I'm glad they did. I had heard some people saying that they were going to kill off a major character, so I was kind of hoping that would happen, but I felt like it probably wasn't going to happen this early into the season because we still have a second half of the season that's not going to take place this year. So yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool way that they killed him, and I like the blood rushing out of his mouth, and I was just all about that. So I really think he's dead. I'll be very upset if they pull another one of those things, like he's still alive or he was actually someone else wearing a mask. Let's please don't do that. But I'm just going to shout out a couple of you guys, or as many as I can, because there's so many people here already. So hi, Janae. Hi, Vanessa, Luke, Kathy, Rachel, Carly, Ryan, Byron, Nixie, Georgie, Adeline, Pretty Little Liars Girl, Tony Rose, Andre, Rachel, Lexi, oh my gosh, Aaron, so many of you here. I'm so sorry. We would like spend an hour of me saying hello to everyone, but hi, thank you so much for being here. This just makes my night so much better. So wow, I'm just like amazed. Hello in Spain, Jonathan. I want to visit Spain sometime. But anyway, I would love to hear what you guys think about this week's episode. And I especially wanted to talk about the Amish place. I think that they definitely have big plans for that. And that has a big meaning into the entire workings of the whole series, which I'm not really sure I figured that out yet. But I think there were a lot of things happening that we need to talk about. And that's why, one of the reasons that this season is easier to watch than 6B, because things actually happen, things move along quickly. I don't feel like there's a lot of stuff, wasted time, wasted plot lines, or, whatever. I don't really like the Amish storyline either, Nixie. Sometimes I feel like they just get way off course with this show, and I'm a little scared why we're going to this Amish place and what that has to do with everything else. I'm kind of concerned because honestly, when I saw that, I thought, wow, this means something much bigger than just a one episode thing. Do I think Mike will be back? I kind of don't, but I really feel like when this show totally ends, Kitty Cat Girl, everyone should come back at some point, even if it's like the last episode, just to let us know like what the heck happened to some of these people. Like I just feel like we are owed that as viewers to see like this person's here, or like show, or at least just show them what they're doing now if they're at school or working or whatever. But I really think that Rollins is dead, and I will really feel insulted as a viewer, as I have before with this show, but I will really be upset if Rollins is not dead, he was wearing a mask or whatever, I don't like the fact that they're trying to put Emily into a new relationship this late into the show, as somebody said, and it just went by, so I didn't get your name, but that aggravates me, and I do feel like if anything was wrong with the episode was that, because I just don't care, and she does this over and over and over, and let's please just move on from that, because I feel like this season, especially being the last season, should be about resolving all of the plot issues. Thank you, Relia. You're always so sweet. Answering our questions, which I don't think is really going to happen, like all of our questions to be answered and all of the plot issues to be fixed. I doubt. But we really need to be focused on who is AD, who is doing this. Let's wrap this up and not really focus on people getting into relationships with new random characters. Mark is happy that Rollins is dead, but it was so predictable. Absolutely. I knew it was going to happen. He thinks they should have killed someone like Mona or Caleb. Thank you, Adeline. I don't know what the deal is. So many people were like, I know for sure a main character is going to get killed off. And I don't know if those people telling me that before the episode meant in this episode or later on into the series. I don't know. I'm starting to get very concerned with this Amish nonsense and where they're going with the plot here, that they may do something really weird for AD. Very concerned. I don't understand the Amish thing, but if you look back at other episodes, they've kind of been hinting at something with the apple farm, with the people when they used to ride horses, when they went out to, I don't know, when they went to look at the horses, whatever. And it had something to do with like Cece/Charlotte. So I don't know what all that means. I really don't. And when I first heard that, like, he had paid to go there, that Rollins had paid to go there. I thought, well, maybe that's not really his family, but obviously it's some big connection. So I don't know what it is. If you guys understand the Amish connection, please tell me. So Jenna is coming back. And I think, Aaron, that that's a decent thing, a good thing, because I would rather have her come back than a random show up and be a killer next week, you know, like, oh my God, here's, you know, whatever, Leslie. We've already had a Leslie. Here's, I don't know, I can't think of a name that we haven't used. Like, anyway, here's Lane, and Lane is a murderer, but we just not introduced her, you know. I'm pretty sure that season 7 is into 7A and 7B, Bosco. Yeah, so Elliot, if you guys didn't realize, not his real name. He has taken the identity of someone who I guess was either born or alive in 1958. So, yeah. Now, that's probably very important because he took someone's identity. He is probably, his real name is probably connected to people we know, or he's related to people we know, you know. But anyway, yeah, I haven't seen Sarah / Shower Harvey all season. I can't remember where she is because I don't care, but I'm loving it. But where is she? Like, I feel like we need to know, but why isn't she on the show? But it's a good thing because I can't stand her. So I feel like the real Rollins person, no one cares, that's irrelevant, but who Dr. Rollins actually is what I'm trying to say. Like, that's important. He is related to someone we know. There's something up with that. Absolutely. Thanks, Andres. So William says that Rollins is related to Wren because his last name has to be Kingston. So that's where I think they're going with this. He's like Wren's brother or cousin or something. So to me, that would make so much sense to make Wren AD. But what makes sense and what this show does are often two totally different things. So will they make AD someone that we will be okay with? I don't know, you know. Amanda believes that Sarah is Charles, okay, and I still don't know if Cece's story about her transitioning and everything, I don't even know if that's true. Like, sometimes I don't know if she was actually born as Charles. I don't know. Will they ever clear that up? I don't know. Or maybe it is true and they feel like they have cleared it up. So Aurelia thinks that the little girl looked very creepy, but feels bad that both Dr. Rollins and Charlotte seem close to her. So I don't know what the heck was going on there. I guess Rollins and Charlotte spend a lot of time there, but what is up with that? Honestly, if any of you have ever watched Orphan Black, I was starting to get vibes from that show. And it makes sense in Orphan Black when they go to like some Amish place or whatever it was, but this, it doesn't make sense to me. I feel like it's weird. I don't know why Jason wasn't in this week's episode. Like, even his voice wasn't in the episode. Like, he was supposedly on the phone, Ryan, but we never heard his voice. Rachel, that is so funny. How the heck did Cece stay there when she couldn't access her massive tech world that she had back in Rosewood or whatever? I'm just very, very, very worried because this new element with the Amish and all that is just bringing more crap, in my opinion, into a big vat of crap that we have that I can't even sort through. Like, there's so much stuff that we still haven't figured out, and now we're thrown this stuff. But I don't feel like it just came out of the blue. I feel like they've planned it because we've seen some stuff in that realm, like Amish or just like out in the country. I don't really know how to explain that. You know, like people with horses and apple farms and stuff that was not in the city. They've thrown that in before. So I think they've planned it, but I don't know what their main goal is here. Ryan thinks Cece was lying. I kind of think she was. Bethany, I think they've dropped her. I think Bethany's dead. I don't know, like not really dead, but like maybe, but dead for the show. I don't know. Okay, so Adeline says, what if the little girl at the Amish place was the girl who was in the Marin house at Halloween? I think you're talking about the girl who was like, who Hannah's mom saw, right? Sabrina is AD. I sure hope not, Nixie. Like, oh no. Oh no. Sabrina is this girl that, you know, Emily likes or whatever. If she's a villain, if she's important at all, how angry would you guys be? Okay. So many comments, which is perfect, but I'm missing a bunch because they just scroll. So please just keep commenting over and over and over if you want me to mention you or answer you. Molly was frustrated by Aria last night. It was annoying because, hello, she went through every piece of whatever in that Foot Locker, like she took everything out. I get what she was doing, but she took up so much time. She put her fingerprints on them, and then she had to hurry to like close everything back up, and she put the key in the wrong spot. It doesn't really matter now because obviously he knew, he looked out the window. He knew she'd been in there. He knows, but he's dead, so whatever. Allie was really chill with Rollins being killed, Jonathan, but she tried to kill him in the hospital room, and she just kind of stood there. It was funny. I don't really understand how she was texting the girls from his phone because, like, phones light up like crazy. So if she had it over there in the passenger seat, I definitely think he would have seen her, because the phone would have lit up. I mean, I don't know. Even when you put it on the lowest setting, like, you would still, in a dark car, you would see something. But that is so minor because there's so many like things that don't make sense all the time. I just thought I would mention that. Like sometimes stuff bugs me. It also bugs me in the show how when they get coffee, they pick up the cup and they're like, oh, they just got a coffee and they're drinking it and literally you can tell it's empty, but they just got it. Like that happens in a lot of shows and that's really like, hello, don't do that if you're making a show. That's annoying. So Mark, apparently, and a lot of people have been asking me about Maya lately, and apparently, I think I read it actually this time, that Marlene has said in articles and whatever that is dead, but who knows if that is even true, but she's saying like, they've wrapped up the Maya storyline, she's for sure dead, that's not coming back ever. So I definitely read an article where Marlene was talking about this. Now, she says a lot of things, and sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't, so I'm not gonna, if it ends up she comes back, I'm not gonna be like, wow, I'm shocked, because I wouldn't be. Hi, Adeline. Yes. Thank you for being here. I don't like Toby's new woman. She seems I get why she would be like overprotective and not trusting Spencer. There's something I don't like about her. And yes, they're engaged for now. I don't think that's gonna last. And then I don't know, the whole stuff with Caleb and Spencer, like that's obviously not gonna work. I mean, you can just tell when someone doesn't really want to be with you. Obviously, he still has feelings for Hannah, so whatever. Yeah, I mean, so Spencer can't win because her old boyfriend is now engaged. Her current boyfriend doesn't really want to be with her. As far as who AD is, I just feel like logistically, Aaron, there are just a couple of people who it could be that would make sense and make people happy and just make sense. But it's so hard for me to say like who it is because I really don't know where they're going. Very, very, very worried with the Amish storyline. Don't like that. Because when we're opening it up to this Amish land, like they could end up pulling some random out of that place and making them AD, which really makes no sense because again, there's no technology there, but Abigail's asking, is AD the same person as Charlotte's killer? That's what I've thought, but we don't know for sure. So Megan thinks that Rollins texted the girls to make them think it was Allison because he was going to kill her and wanted the girls to try to kill him so he could have them locked up. Well, that makes sense. I actually like that much better. They thought it was her, but maybe it was him setting them up. But he did a really bad job of setting them up, if so, because, yeah. Leland thinks that Lucas is AD. After last week's episode, I started to really think that. I'm fine with that. Honestly, I'm fine with Melissa being AD. Anybody old school at this point. I used to be really picky about who I wanted for the main A, but now I just want there to be someone who makes somewhat sense so I don't have to go crazy because I'm really not going to go insane if it's one of the older people just because, okay, that's okay. But I mean, like if we have someone brand new or someone we've never seen or someone's triplet or whatever, Erin says Yvonne annoys the crap out of her and needs to get out of Spovy's way. She really bothers me. She's like really entitled or something. Yeah, so Melissa's coming back. So hopefully, I don't know, maybe, I mean, honestly, she's with Ren, so they could be like dual villains, like a team of villains, but Ren is the mastermind. But yeah, I think we're definitely going to find out that Elliot is actually someone related to somebody. Just hope he's not related to Allison because everyone seems to be related to Allison. So yeah, there was no Ezra in this episode. I don't know. Some of you guys don't like Ezra. Who killed Mrs. D? Asked Abigail. We don't know. There's probably 20 important questions from the entire series that haven't been answered that we need to know. Luke thinks that Allie did kill Cece, but it was self-defense. I personally don't think she did, but I don't know. Amanda says, what if Spencer was actually there when Hannah was kept hostage? I think you tweeted me this. Now, you guys know, if you've watched me any amount of time, that I would absolutely love for any of the girls to be main A, some kind of A. I don't feel like Marlene will go there, but I would support that 100%. I just feel like she takes the easy road out. Like, yeah, we needed Elliot to go, but that was so predictable. So I feel like it could get really predictable or just absolutely insane and make no sense. I don't know if I've never read the PLL book, so maybe that was in the book. And I mean, it's okay if it was in the books, but to me, this late in the series, it kind of shows up out of nowhere. Can we not have worked that in earlier? I don't know. I don't know, Abigail, who Mrs. D's killer is. I think we should know by now, definitely. Caleb is useless. He is kind of getting annoying. I mean, definitely he's like, I can just tell by the way he was acting last night. I don't know if any of you can relate, but if you've ever tried to talk to like a guy you're dating or an ex or whatever, and you can tell they're just not into it, but they're acting like they still want to be with you, but you can tell. That's the vibe I was getting for him. And I'm just like, why don't you just go ahead and say, I don't think this is fair to you. This is not going to work. Like, he needs to end it with Spencer, because you can tell he doesn't really want to be with her, whatever his reason is. If it's because he still loves Hannah or he just doesn't want to be with her, I don't know. Andre, I'm really glad too that we're getting all the old people back. Thank goodness. Looks like Mona's in next week's episode. And apparently Jack has been saying there's a new character in episode 5, which sucks in my opinion. Pascal thinks that Jessica was killed by Veronica, who is Spencer's mom. So could be. I wish they would tell. I mean, I've been thinking it was Mary, but I don't know. I mean, who knows? Will they tell us? I don't know. My only theory, Abigail, is that I feel like, her sister definitely had the motive to do it because she pretty much hates her. So the promos are so misleading. I totally agree with you. If Mona is A again, Kitty Cat Girl, I'm going to be mad because that's so stupid. We've already been there. What was the point of Reese Matthews? Great question. I've forgotten about him. Like, I've forgotten about a lot of the people who are irrelevant on this show. I'm not hoping it was a mask, Carly. Please, God, don't say that someone had on a Rollins mask. Please, God, no. Hi, Kay. Thank you for being here. Kimar says that last night's episode is what all of season 6 should have been. Right. Like, they definitely should have taken a lot of the stuff happening in this half of season 7 and put that in the second half of season 6, because it was just like, oh my God, put me to sleep. I couldn't watch it. You guys know that. Reese was the decoy, so he's irrelevant. I agree. Will says, really hoping they're not done with the mask now that hoping they are done with the masks now that Rollins is dead. Those masks, I mean, I would really feel, I can't describe the type of anger I would feel if they try to say that it wasn't really Rollins, it was someone in a mask. That to me just says that everyone watching is brainless and so stupid. Adeline says, why did Hannah not want her friends to know she broke off the engagement? I'm not sure. And she was also wearing the ring again. So I don't know. I think maybe because she's trying to not let them think that she was very, very emotionally messed up from what happened in this, where she was in captivity. And I think that she doesn't want them to know it affected her as much as it did, because even when Arya saw the scars on her back and she was like, oh yeah, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, which we know it is a big deal. So yeah, I think she does. I think Rachel's saying it correctly here. She has PTSD, and I think that's kind of part of the reason she broke up with Jordan, honestly, but she doesn't want them to know. Did Lucy Hale look older? I mean, I think it's her hair. I mean, in my opinion, I'm not really a fan of her hair like last night's episode, because she's not doing anything with it. It's not so bad that it's a short bob, but it's like it wasn't even styled. If you guys watch Ingrid Nilsson on here, she has kind of a similar haircut, but she'll sometimes she will do little waves in it. I know this is so off topic, but I think that's what Arya, the character, should do with her hair. She does little curled waves and it looks nice. PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. A lot of people get that, Relia, from serving time in a war, being around really traumatic situations. When they come back into regular society, they can't deal with things because of all the stuff they've seen or been through, or maybe they were, tortured in some way. So yeah, so she's dealing with she can't really relate to everyone else and their day-to-day stuff because of what she went through, and they don't really understand what she went through. Mark definitely thinks that Cece's corpse was Nicole wearing a mask, but if it's true, he will die. I've forgotten who Nicole was. There are so many irrelevant people. Wow. Okay, so William thinks that Mary is the mother of one of the girls. Now, I think that makes a lot of sense, and he thinks it's either Spencer or Hannah because the connection she has with them is super strong than the other girls. Yes. A lot of people have been talking about Eddie Lamb. Carly is asking and saying that she wishes that he comes back. To me, it's really funny because Eddie Lamb has been like my joke for a long time. Nicole was Ezra's ex. Thank you so much, Aaron, who was kind of irrelevant, but yes, I do know her. But Eddie Lamb has been like my joke. I've always said like he's the main A, and like literally I'm joking, but there were people actually leaving comments on my videos who think that he is the main A. So if that's you, hey, who knows? Right, Eddie Lamb was in the barrel, but they're really, I don't know what's going on, but a lot of people have been talking about Eddie Lamb, and I think it was because the episode last week was called Bedlam, and people thought that that was a hint that he was like main A, which I just am not laughing at anyone who believes he is the main A, but it's so funny to me because I've been saying that for so long as a joke, and I don't think they'll really bring him back. But this show's so ridiculous, you never know. Yeah, I really hope Sabrina is not involved, please. No, Eddie Lamb wasn't in the barrel. Marlene actually said it was like animals or something stupid. I can't remember how she described it, but it wasn't a human. Will says it would make more sense if Annalise from How to Get Away with Murder is 80 than what they're going to come up with. I'm very worried. I'm just going to be completely honest, and I know, you know, a lot of you, I do, and some of me has hope that we could have Ren and everybody, someone amazing, be this main A, but I'm very worried because I've just, you know, I've watched the show too long, and they've done some really weird things. Thomas, so no, Elliot was he's not 58. I don't know how old he is, maybe 30 or something, but he's not really Elliot Rollins. Like, he stole someone's name who had died and who was either born or was around in 1958. That's no way was he born in 1958 or is he 58. So yeah, he just stole someone's identity. Yeah, I want to smash my TV if Sabrina is Uber A. But I don't think my TV deserves that. Like, I just want to, I don't know what I would do. That's just so stupid. So Maya is Eddie and Mary's child. Now that makes perfect sense, actually. Perfect sense. So we don't know Elliot's real name. He's most likely related to somebody on the show. That's why he has a fake name. Megan says Hannah bought a fake ring to hide the breakup. Did she? Is that what she was doing? Okay. So she doesn't want to tell them that she broke up with Jordan because she doesn't want them to look at her like she's hopeless. Yeah, that makes complete sense. Right, Mark, this is right. Marlene said a cadaver that Cece stole from a medical lab, okay, was in the barrel. Whatever. Some of you are hoping that Jenna will be 80. I'm okay with it. It doesn't make a lot of sense because we haven't seen her in forever, but I could deal with it. I could deal with a lot of people, okay? I've really branched out. I can deal with a lot of stuff. Somehow I missed that. I think I was eating and missed that it was from a pawn shop. Yeah, I can deal with it. I can deal with a lot of any of the old people, really. Even if they try to explain it and it doesn't make any sense. But I can't with the brand new people. I can't with a person we've never met or somebody's twin, triplet, somebody in a mask. You know, when I say someone in a mask, I'm saying the person behind the mask is a random. Okay, like we think it was Ren, but they're wearing a Ren mask because I think that's circulating out there. There are Ren masks, right? People, someone somewhere out there, I've seen them. Okay, so Jenna isn't important anymore, not at all. She's really become irrelevant. But if you know, if I have to choose between her and a new person, a random person, somebody's relative we've never met, let's go with her. I don't know. It should be Ren. Come on. It should be. But what should be and what is, very different things on this show. Yeah, I think Michelle, I think Yvonne is really fake. I don't like her at all. Jenna was really sassy. And yeah, I kind of miss that. And she was, you know, whether she's a villain or not, she was kind of a good villain, honestly. I don't know how Dr. Rollins knows about Wilden. I guess like they've been stalking what goes on there for a long time, like him and Mary. I don't know. And what's going to happen to Mary now? Like, is Mary going to be angry that he's dead and that they killed him, or is she cool with it? I don't know. Oh my God, Andre had nightmares because of Jenna. She was a good villain. I'm with you. Marlene said this season will have more important body counts, but so far we are not there because I don't count Rollins as an important character. He was a new character, whatever, you know? Yeah, the girl who plays Jenna does a really good job with her. She really does. I'm hoping, I don't know, Pascal, who do I think will die? Because I just don't know where they will go with this and how big they will go. Like, will they kill off a main person? They should. Will they? I don't know. Megan thinks Yvonne is definitely not who she says she is. She's obvious she's hiding something about herself that would cause Toby to break up with her if he found out. I think she's definitely shady, but I'm at the point where I don't care that she's shady just because she's new, and I don't want like the new boyfriends or the new fiancés or whoever's. We can't have them all be shady. Like, we've already made Rollins uber shady, terrible villain. Everyone's fiance or girlfriend, boyfriend cannot be shady too, please, you know? So apparently the actress who plays Jenna says Jenna will do something bad. Why can't I think of her real name? That's driving me crazy. I guess because she hasn't been on in a while and now I've forgotten. Tammin. Yeah, thank you so much, Nate. Yeah, she's pretty. She's a pretty girl. We don't get to see her very often because the sunglasses. So Adam thinks that Jenna and Elliot are related. So yeah, we could go many ways with this. I don't know who they're going to make him related to. Makes more sense to me if he's related to Ren, but I don't know. Maria says Marlene keeps bringing back all the irrelevant characters. We have Lucas, now Jenna. Why can't we have more focus on the relevant characters? Because I just feel like the relevant characters are not going to end up playing a big role and at least not be a villain. So I don't know. Mark feels like they killed off Rollins just so they don't have to explain his backstory. Well, at this point, we need to know his backstory. We need to know what his real name is. What is going on with these Amish people? Please tell me they're not going to drop the Amish storyline. Not that I like it, but you can't just take us all the way out here to an Amish, you know, community and then and then just drop it. What? So Jenna in a mask, a Shower Harvey, and a Jenna mask. Oh my God, that's like the Matrix or something, Rachel. There's too many crazy things happening there. So Kimar wants to know who is coming after Allie after the CCSA reveal. So a lot of people have been talking about this. We saw that, like, I guess, was it a flash forward of Allie writing Mrs. Rollins on the board, and then the girls were like, he's coming for you. And honestly, I think that's a mistake because at this point it makes zero sense now that he's dead, and the fact that she would even be using his last name anymore because he was psychotic. So I think that's a mistake in the show. I think that's another one of those things that they're going to write off as dream logic and never have to own up to it. I think it was a mistake. What is Shower's backstory, Marge? I don't know. And where is she? Does anybody know where she is right now? As much as I can't stand her, I think Jenna is blind again, Aurelia, and that bothers me. Can we please have her back to seeing again? I agree with Georgie. Hannah was tortured in that Amish place. I'm pretty sure that's where she was being held, and they were using the cattle prod on her and all the horrible things. Yeah, too many mistakes in this show. I agree, Sarah. So Connor says, whatever happened to the suitcase handle? Another unanswered question. The murder weapon, the Charlotte murder weapon, we all thought that, or at least some people thought that Melissa did it because it was from her suitcase. I have no idea. Andres hates that the writers say Emerson is in-game but keep giving Emily a lot of new girlfriends. It's stupid and illogical since every girl Emily meets is suddenly gay. It is a little hard to believe, you know, and I'm glad that they address, you know, someone, they have someone in the show, a girl who dates girls. That's awesome, but it is a little, I don't know. You're right. It seems like everyone she runs into wants to date her. Now, Shay Mitchell's beautiful, so maybe all of a sudden decide, like, I don't know, I liked guys, but I really like Shay. I think she's awesome. Like, I love her YouTube channel and her Snapchat. I just think she's great. She's one of my favorite people in real life who's on the show. But anyway, yeah, it honestly makes Emily look silly as a character. She had 7 girlfriends: Allie, Maya, Sarah, Samara, I don't even remember her, Sabrina, Paige, Talia. I don't even remember some of these people. Wait, what about that one girl that they killed? What was her name? Okay. Apparently Shower's coming back in 7-5. So, wow. That's terrible. The Elliot identity theory stuff, that stuff is like the Lyndon James thing where Linda pretends to be Maya's cousin. That is kind of like that, Megan. Thank you. Poland, thank you so much for being here. Good to see you. Sabrina is really Paige in a mask. Well, Paige is coming back because I saw her on set on Snapchat. So when, I don't know. Maybe you guys know, though. Adeline says Elliot wanted Arya to marry him and Allie because if a professional married, then they would know Elliot is not Elliot and he stole someone's identity. I'm trying to follow that. Elliot wanted Arya to, I got you. He wanted Arya to be the person to officiate their wedding. Okay, that makes sense. Hi, Sarah. Thank you for being here. Yes, Nola's coming back. I think last week a bunch of people told me like when exactly people were coming back, and I can't remember. So I guess Paige is coming back in 7/8, so that's interesting. Jenna is blind because she had surgery, but it didn't work well. Yes, that's right, Georgie. She is back to being blind. She saw for a little bit, but she's back. Quite confusing how Jenna is blind sometimes. Right. It is confusing, but I think we've all figured out, yes, she's back to being blind. Molly says the title of the episode is related to a movie in 1955, which a lot of their stuff is connected to stuff that honestly, I feel like they lose a lot of people with that. But I mean, okay, so it's called The Talented Mr. Ripley. He gains someone's trust and then kills them and inherits their money. So that makes complete sense because that is what Elliot wanted to do. But when they always, you know, like tried to make allusions to these movies from a time when none of us were alive. And I know some people enjoy watching older movies, you know, but I just sometimes feel like that loses a majority of the people who watch the show. Like, I don't get many of those. I don't know. Like, I know it's awesome that some of you guys figured that out, but I don't get those references. Like, I had no idea. I never heard of that movie, you know? Well, maybe I've heard of it, but I didn't know, you know? So I just feel like sometimes, like, I feel like the show isn't focused because sometimes they don't, they're everywhere, even in the sense of what they're calling their episodes. Was it a Matt Damon movie? Maybe that's why I've heard it. So they remade it, right? So I guess it was an old movie that got remade. Okay, I'll give them some, you know, credit there. Molly had to look it up. Right, I knew that none of you actually probably maybe you've seen it. I don't know, the 1955 version. But I guess it was a remade movie. Thank you. So 2000. That's why I've heard it. Okay. All right. So Pascal says that Marlene said one of the characters who are coming back had a backstory with Charlotte. Oh, no. Please, no. I know, Aaron, this show should take notes from How to Get Away with Murder. And, you know, sometimes when you have so many different characters, so many different plot lines, like, it gets really confusing for everyone. And I think they should notice, like, they can't even clear up their own issues. They're putting things in, like, the whole thing with the Mrs. Rollins on the board with Allie. I don't feel like that's ever going to be fixed at all. I think it's wrong. I think it's a mistake. And there's a lot of mistakes. And I think the reason they have so many mistakes is because they have so many people and so many different plot lines. We called her Shower Harvey because she was always in the shower, like maybe last season, or like maybe it was 6A. And like her excuse was like, I have to take a shower. And I think she was doing like sinister stuff, like calling people or whatever and saying she was in the shower. But I just always called her that because I don't like her and I don't want to call her by her name. Oh, cool. So Rollins was on Pia. I've never watched that, but he was talked about The Talented Mr. Ripley. Okay. There's a 2-week break coming. Okay, I didn't know that. Who do I think next week's episode is going to be good? Yeah, I mean, honestly, I have not been upset with this season. I just think I don't know where we're going, and I don't know if anyone's known where we're going for quite a while now. But it's way more entertaining to watch. Like when I watched 6B, I was watching thinking like, I don't want to watch this show. But I don't feel like that now. Like I feel like it's entertaining. Stuff is happening. And I'm at a point where I enjoy it. I look forward to it. But I'm worried because I don't know where they're going. Your aunt works on the set. Aunt's friend works on the set of PLL. That's cool, Adeline. So William heard that Jenna befriends Shower and they connect. I have heard that, which sucks. I hate that. Andre says Dr. Rollins is Uber A is dumb. He's the worst A ever. It is dumb, but I don't think he's going to be like Uber A. So we need to wrap this up here in the next few minutes, but I know that's hard because there's a lot of people still commenting and everything. I just wanted to mention a few things. This chat will be on my channel like 5 minutes after we're done. So if you showed up late or whatever, you can watch the whole thing. If you want to comment there, I won't miss any comments there. I can't get to everyone when we're live, sadly. So I will go back and reply to your comments when this is up as a video. If you just saw me because you like PLL or you just happen to find me, please subscribe to my channel. I'm covering all of this season of PLL, plus I'm currently covering MTV Scream. And please thumbs up this video. So I'm going to take a couple more comments. So yeah, maybe they'll kill like Shower and Jenna, even though Jenna is way more tolerable than Shower Nate. Megan says the 2-week break is just like the one they had before 6:10. Maybe they filmed 7:10 sooner. Yeah, I think it's okay that we have a break, you know. That's not terrible. I know. I wish they would just stick with one storyline too, Georgie. Like, it's way too much. So anyways, I think I will let you guys go at this point, and I'm so sorry that I missed a ton of comments just because it's impossible to get everyone covered. But please, in like 5 minutes, this will be up on my channel. Please comment there, not here, because this absolutely goes away and I can't find it. But when it shows up on my channel as a video, comment there or ask your questions or whatever. And my more in-depth video about this week's episode will be up tomorrow, so please watch that as well. So thank you guys so much for being here. This was so much fun. I mean, I'm amazed that we can all come together and have so much fun. And thank you for supporting my channel. I love you guys so much. And I hope you have a wonderful week. And I will see you next, or I'll see you tomorrow with my new video. And I will be on tonight to answer any comments on this video. So bye, guys. Now I've got to decide or figure out how to say goodbye to you because I cannot find. This is weird. Maybe it's not goodbye. I can't. Okay, here it is. Here it is.